those that's true enough. This ain't new to us, man, for real. You ain't you enough. If you with us, that's how I feel. It's so few of us, you can't roll with us to keep it real. We from another dimension.
What's up, party people, to another episode of Who Actually Podcast. I'm your host, Duty to Groovy. Yes, I am back in the OG kitchen. Indeed, yes, indeed. I know I've been going for a really long time. This is basically the very first show I've done in 2021. So we're going to be doing it completely different. As you all know, I always have had different shows and things that I like to do, but I wanted to put them all together. I wanted to do a new format where you get just everything in one day. So how we're going to do it: first, we're going to go through the Wild World reviews, and then we're going to get into the music. You know, I'm bringing that Just Vibes energy back, and then we're going to have our very, very special guests. So look forward to seeing things like, I don't know, like commercials and just all types of stuff. So I am happy to be back. And without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started on the Wild World reviews. What I'm going to be showing is some videos that I've been sharing recently on my Instagram. If you're not following me, please do at @the_real_Studio2Groovy. It gets live over there. So first video, hold on, it started already. The first video what I'm going to show, I'm going to give a little preface of what it is. It's a group of men, friends, supposedly have been taking drugs together, and one of them decided to go live because the other one is like straight tripping on whatever drugs they're on. Shout out Ali in the building. And I just wanted to show and talk about a little bit about, like, you know, the state of Black brotherhood. Like, why aren't we helping each other? Why are we making each other into a joke when things are clearly not a laughing matter? So I'm going to play this video and y'all enjoy. And then in the comments, tell me what y'all think about what you're looking at. So.
Hit the weight. Let me see the weed, bro. Let's see the weed. Man, you on that fit or something. Well, you ain't on no perky.
So clearly, the first thing I want to say is that those clearly aren't his friends. They are making a mockery out of him being stoned out of his mind. He's not coherent. He's not thinking straight. He can't even hold the blunt to his lips. And I just want to know why are those, because clearly they aren't kids anymore. They're not teenagers. So why are adult men acting like that? Why are adult men giggling and playing and laughing as if somebody looking like they're a zombie is funny and cute? I'm not understanding that. And why would you put him on display like that? Because somebody could rob him. Clearly he can't handle his drugs. So if somebody wanted to do something to him, that's an easy target. That's an easy lick. I'm not understanding why they thought that was something to do. Like, I didn't think that was funny. I didn't think that was cute at all. Okay, so the next thing I was going to okay, this is the next thing I want to do. Hold on, let me pause this because I don't want no copyright strikes. But what you're seeing is Little Nas X with plastic surgery boobs. Yes, he has boobs now. And what I wanted to say is before I play this video all the way through, because it's only like 15 seconds. When Old Town Road first came out, everybody was like, oh, y'all reaching, saying that it's a gay song, and oh, you're just homophobic, and that's not even what it means, and whoop-de-wop. But now he clearly came out the closet, which is fine. But now he's doing TikTok videos with fake boobs. And the only problem with that is that TikTok is for kids. So you're going to have a lot of hormonal kids pretty much watching him bounce his fake boobs and not understanding what they're looking at. So I am going to play this. And like I said, it's muted because I don't want a copyright strike with the sound. So yeah, y'all tell me in the comments, and I'll have a section when I get through with these for people to call in and state their opinion. So don't worry, and I will have it scrolling. So the next one, and this was something that I had I shared a while back, but I feel like it's important to actually do it on here. So let me just scroll down. Like I said, it gets lit on my IG, so y'all make sure y'all follow me. Okay, this right here. Now, before I play this, okay, it's called John Dillerman, excuse me, and it's a show from Denmark, but it is highly, highly, highly pedophilic, okay? The character uses his penis to go on adventures, and this is literally a kid show. Now, in America, we have a lot of pedophilic shows, and this is like not a but saying that it's okay, but they do it subliminally. They don't just put it out there. They say little adult jokes. They have pictures that look like something that's actually phallic or vaginal or whatever. But this one is just straight up pedophilic. So I'm going to play it for you. And yeah.
John Dillermand, verdens længste Dillermand, der er næsten ikke noget, han ikke kan med det. Man kan smile lidt rundt, han kan bruge lidt flow. Hele verden vil så meget klog. John Dillermand, John Dillermand, John Dillermand, John Dillermand.
So yeah, yes, you just seen someone's penis get tied up in a balloon and he's in the air, and that's for kids. Yes, you did see that. Yes, it is wrong. Yes, it is disgusting. Yes, 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 indeed, yes. So I want everybody to call in this number right here, 313-327-9342. Not only to talk about what we've just discussed in Wild World Review, but also I want to have this conversation because a lot of people, at least in the older generation, and I promise you I'm not trying to pick on them, but a lot of people in the older generation believes that Ebonics is not a language. They just think that it's improper English and it shows stupidity. But I personally don't agree with that. I believe that Ebonics, which is, words like finna, bouts to, or like the way that what people deem as slang or, rap lyrics and stuff like that. I believe that that's our own language. Like, I feel like we formulated, not only are we using like tone, like the tones that our ancestral people used when they spoke in their own in the actual language, but we also have formulated these words based on our mouth structure, our lips. We got thick lips. So even pronouncing words the proper way is actually kind of a difficulty because our mouth structure is different. We don't have thin lips where we can like sound out words. It's more of a challenge. So we use words like finna, bouts to, gonna, because it's easier for even our mouth. So if anybody would like to chime in on that or what we saw in Wild World Review, please call 313-327-9342. That's 313-327-9342. And thanks for joining us. Shout out Kenshawn. That's 313-327-9342. And the topic is, should Ebonics be considered an actual language? Should it be added to the linguistic lexicon? I personally believe it should. And they have a qualification called like African American Vernacular English. But in our own community, like I said, the elders think that it's not an actual language. So I would like to see if anybody feels that way. And here's our caller. Hello, you are now on Who Asked You podcast live. Please, what's your name and tell us where you're calling from?
Peace, everyone. My name's Allie. I'm calling from Miami, Florida. And I just saw those couple videos. And I was like, what the hell? I needed to see that last one again because I was like, did I see what I just saw?
Yeah, you saw. Yeah, you definitely saw what you saw. That's a cartoon in Denmark that came out a couple months ago, and like it's still, as far as I know, it's still airing. And they literally have a grown man using his penis to swing around and help kids, and it's wild, yo.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I don't think that should be on there. Like, has there anyone in Denmark talked about this or reported about this?
Well, I originally found out about the show through an article, but it was like I think it was a BBC article, and they just mentioned it, but it's still out, so it didn't mean much. It didn't mean much at all. How do you feel about that? About these animators and writers using children's platforms to get off their sexual jokes? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I definitely don't think that is okay, and I think it needs to be banned. But I don't know if you've seen this, but I've definitely seen that this has been an issue throughout like years now. I'm recognizing that there's a lot of pedophilia across the board through movies, children's shows, even cartoons, even nursery rhymes. And people don't recognize it. But if you go into the research and the history of them all, they're actually pedophilia or, adult activity within these things. So definitely,
and racist too.
To be an alarming alarm to the masses to understand and see what's going on, and kind of actually more scanning or I want to say remove or deleting of these children's messages. But really, if we do that, I kind of feel more than 90% of the children's videos, shows, movies are going to be erased. And
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say, and this might sound wild to people, but what would shows be if it wasn't for all that pedophilic stuff? Like, what would they talk about what would an actual show be? All these, even I'll say I grew up watching Family Guy. I grew up watching like South Park. I grew up watching SpongeBob. What are any of those shows? Like, what are those shows without that pedophilia in those adult jokes?
You know, you say that too, but you know, I feel like they can do it. They just choose to put them in because really, if I don't really think that there are a lot of children or adults, even the adults and parents recognize this pedophilia. It's like it's visible in the eye, but invisible. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're not recognizing or paying attention. A lot of people are not recognizing or really paying attention to the messages and the symbolism that's happening in front of their faces, and they just see, you know, children or cartoon animation, and they automatically assume this is a good platform or good, you know, station or good network for my child to watch. But really, not doing the research, not sitting down and actually watching them yourself before you allow your child to watch it, or do a little brief skim through the information or where the origins come from. This is how our society is deemed like, okay, the kids channel, let's put on YouTube or put on a Netflix kids movie, or the Disney channels or the Nickelodeons or the Cartoon Networks that we grew up watching. They just, okay, let's, in this time of age too, like a lot of, in this day and age, I feel like a lot of the newer generation are more hooked on, I guess, the internet and the social media platforms. So I don't see a lot of kids these days actually connecting, going outside how we used to do. You know, it's all on the iPad, on their computers, on their devices, consuming this knowledge, and this is sad.
And that's because the crystals in our brain and the crystals in our devices are always linked. That's why we have that anxiety feeling if we can't even find our phone. So if we grew up with like seeing the evolution of technology, picture how it feels for a child to have it always. Like what we deem the top-notch technology, picture that being the very first thing you had. All of your neurons is going to be connected to that device, you know? So, and that's why the subliminals are so great, because your what is it called? What's the back brain? I can't think of it right now. Your subconscious mind is always deciphering every little bit of information that you see. Everything you look at, from the sounds you hear, from the colors you see, from the messaging that you know, even decoding what you're writing down or what you're reading, your subconscious mind is still breaking stuff down that you listen to, like a song that you heard 3 weeks ago. In your brain, it's still breaking those lyrics down, still breaking those frequencies down, still breaking those tones down. So all this sexual stuff is always playing in the back of these young minds, and it's getting piled up upon pile up upon pile up upon pile up. And it's nuts. Yeah. It's going to take parents to take the device out their hands and like really vet and watch every single episode before the kid sees it. And I know that that's taxing.
Right. And some parents, I'm not going to lie to you, so a lot are either working a 9 to 5, and some of them see it tedious, and some people don't even care to even take the time to do so. But there needs to be a more vast group of them to actually want to really, it is a lot, because they're not only having to worry about what they're actually letting, if they do have their, you know, TV screen or television in front of them, they have to worry about what's going on the phones or on even the computers and other devices as well. So that might be 2 to 6 different devices that you have to monitor, and within that within your household, and let alone when they are out at school or when they're out at someone's home or out and about without your presence there. You have to also constantly think about what they're going to be exposed to. It is a big thing that people really need to take initiative and be aware of.
That's facts. And if you don't want to be a real parent like that, then don't have real kids. You feel me? Like it's more than just sitting your kids in front of the TV, because you might, for the first 10 minutes, okay, this is the average silly show, or they showing colors, and then next thing you know, it's a phallic background character, or they're saying something sexual, or like you gotta like really be diligent with this stuff. I really appreciate you calling in. Any last words before I go to the next caller?
No, I just really appreciate the platform, SKIGH. Keep it up. But I want to say this. What was the name of the song that you said that guy was dancing to, or he had what was that?
I'm not sure what that song is, but that's Lil Nas's newest single.
Okay, is it the same gentleman, the same guy, or whatever he is?
Oh, Old Town Road, yeah.
Old Town, like that.
Yeah.
That Old Town Road.
I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Yeah.
And now he got his boobies.
Take a look at this. There was a commercial that was airing on YouTube, and it had like the same melody to that song, and but the sound actually, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the X Factors, their theme song. It was the same melody and tempo, and they had the same melody of that same song.
Oh,
you guys
wow.
should take a look at that. Hey, I'm gonna actually find it, man. I'm gonna try to send it to you to see it. But,
please do.
That is something that everybody should pay attention to. Those, you know how they have the instrumentals of the track, and they keep they eliminate or delete the words out of the song.
Yes.
That is one thing. Like, pay attention to. There's messages and subliminal messages all around us.
And people, one thing I want to add to that. I'm glad you said that, because I know that you're into music and everything. So tritones, they use a lot of those tritones in their music to have that sense of eeriness, that sense of despair, that sadness, that,
Mm-hmm. All they do is change the tones into the major tones, the major keys into minor keys, and then automatically the ear hears something differently. But if people don't really recognize it or pay attention, they won't see it.
Right.
But, appreciate it. Appreciate allowing me to speak and be on your platform.
No problem, Ali. I always appreciate you. You're a really, really, really good friend. So please hop back in the comments, and we gonna keep this thing rolling. Once again, I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Peace. All right, y'all. 313-327-9342. That's 313-327-9342. If anybody else would like to expound on some of the videos that I played, or talk about, is Ebonics an actual language or not? Those are the topics we're talking about. 313-327-9342. That's 313-327-9342. And actually, what I'm going to do while we wait on somebody to call in, I'm going to show a small, really, really small snippet of what a tritone is, because I know that y'all probably like, well, what the hell is a tritone? What is he talking about? Shout out Earth Goddess TV in the building. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and just a little quick because I don't want copyrights or anything like that. So,
why? Let me tell you why I did that. It's because I come from a CCM church background, and we just didn't play.
Y'all hear that? That dun those types of sounds actually are known to conjure up specific feelings when you hear it. Dun, those types of things. Think about your favorite rap, like Bone Thugs and Harmony, DMX. Those type of artists utilize tritones all the time. So I'm going to give it another minute. Call 313-327-9342. That is the number to call in. State your opinion. 313-327-9342. You got about, I'll say 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to actually play the first commercial, and then we're going to get into Just Vibes Reboot 1. And it's going to be some bangers on here. And then after we get done playing all these new songs, I'm going to bring my guest in. I got a big treat for y'all because this is a really great guy. This guy is highly intelligent, and I look forward to y'all, meeting this guy. So 10 seconds. All right. Okay, so we're going to do a really fast little commercial, and then we'll get into the music. So. What's up, party people, to another episode of Wait. We're not doing that right now. Right now, it's all about Astro Aromatics, okay? Aromatherapy. If you need it, we got it. I'm the safe plug, gotta get it off. Every day and night, no days off. You can get the oils if you really want it. Everything official, cause I make it, homie. Astro Aromatics for real. Astro Aromatics got the deals. All you gotta do is call 313-327-9342. Astro Aromatics for real. Astro Aromatics got the deals. All you gotta do is call 313-327-9342. And that's shipping and delivering. You know what I'm saying? Black-owned business. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and cash out with us. Astro Aromatics online marketplace. Yes, indeed. For those who don't know, that is my business, Astro Aromatics online marketplace. We sell a lot of things. We sell sage, oils, massage oils, skincare products, all your aromatherapy needs. And yes, that was the same exact number. Why? Because that is my business number. 313-327-9342 is my business number. So call that. I ship, I deliver, we get it in. Okay, so I know it's been a while since I played any new music, and a lot of my favorite artists, including myself, has dropped some music. So without further ado, I'm about to play this Heat. And y'all make sure that y'all hit that like and share button. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're almost at that 1K. We are at 850 right now. And if y'all love me as much as I love y'all, y'all gonna help me get to that 1,000. So here y'all go. Enjoy.
talk cheap, damn near free. Believe nothing that you hearing, half what you see. Keep your eyes on the prize and your hand on the heat. Your head to the sky and the ground on your feet. Leap away, they gon' mislead you. Tighten your team up, quit fucking with the leeches. Only want what's best for you, so they can capitalize. Watch the lies they telling you. Just focus on you. Ever since I said I want it, I got it. Oh, got it. Ever since I said I want it, I got it. Oh, got it. What you want?
You a 7 short type nigga. Look away, disrespect the nigga. Smaller to the village. Not the entity. You niggas shades crazy. More bounce for that ounce that I stop smoking. Niggas clowns in high school never stop joking. I see the hate in your eyes, the way that you despise my rise, man, it's hard to disguise. Who asked you to leave off the success I get? I open my network, this is the thanks I get. They love you till they feel you unreachable. You teach them till they feel they're unteachable. You were supposed to be my brother, not just another nigga that I gotta play strategic. Friend turn enemy, envy turns to jealousy. Power moves pleasantries. What's wrong with you niggas? I got way too much empathy for the path I chose. These niggas get way too fucking close. I realize I should never apologize for using my intuition. See, please wait for fruition. You go to relax, looking for some more. Empty out my heart, made room for storage. Now I see why niggas have bodyguards. You pussy niggas always take it too far.
Ever since I said I want it, I got it. Oh, got it. Oh. Ever since I said I want it, I got it. Oh, got it. Oh. What you want?
Building your business online takes effort, and when it's ready for the world to see, that's where Google.
Okay then, they call me with that shit, it's on the way in. That mean it's on the flow, ain't finna play then. All these bros got me feeling like Mayweather at the way. So that bitch I ain't the one go get with Neo off the Matrix. How the fuck I spend 1100 at the day shit? How the fuck these niggas mumbling when I see them, they don't say shit? Don't you see I got these monkeys with me dripping in this babe shit? I can't wait to see the look on all these motherfuckers' faces. I knew that I'd make it, came up out the base. Real Porter 3 up in a little dude so we could taste. Don't play Lil E like he a little dude cause he a waste. White girl in the black tar boy that's in a race. White bars in the green hit pints, they go to Ips. Turn around 3 times 1 week, I'm getting dizzy. Left the crib 10 times 1 month, the city miss me. I can sell Girl Scout for 6 bands in Mississippi. My line go crazy, I can never put the phone down. I cut some bitches off, they lost the vision cause I'm on now. I went from driving SS to hit me thinking foreign off. Rain on this block, that 308, they get the pouring down. I just made $2,000, I just had a quarter pound. Brody got 2,000 Roxys, that's 120,000. I counted 20 times a day, I love that thumbing song. I don't play games, but Call of Duty choppers hunt them down. 100 pounds in the spot cause we all with fitness. 100 bands off a rap, what I call big business. 100 yards with the scope, I hit dog with distance. Had to get bro truck clean cause I left dog shit in it. Lil' bro, rock and roll with the Limp Biscuit. Okay.
Reality, reality, I could really get you slumped. I had a 40 and an 8 ball, just trying to make it through the month. Reality, reality, they just killed my nigga 40. So bro won't let you get some slips. He on bro, still got it on. Reality, reality, I think I'm fighting off a curse. And I ain't never had a boss, but I was out there on the first. Reality, reality, niggas out here acting silly. I'm getting tired of Bill Gates. He violate, we gotta kill him. Reality, reality, and they ain't really about that life. The man was scared in the States. I had to say the nigga life. Couple thousand on the bicycle, I was 60 trapped under the pounds. A plug hit me, was a rabbit fool, and so stuck me for the pounds. Reality, reality, he get too close, you gotta jab. Can't you shoot him in the head? It's personal, you gotta stab. Reality, reality, he violate the nigga gone. So brother pull up with a stick. He gon' wave it like a wand. I ran a unit in the county. I got it popping in the cell. When I'm steady, hit the yard, press the issue. Almost got him out the jail. Transactions over 10,000. Send the money to the mail. He said he put it on his word. I told him put it on the scale. They hit our history from my people, so we never know how great it is. That's reality. And I'm the hottest nigga in the whole motherfucking world. That's reality. These niggas scared to go to battle, but I ain't scared of what they're scared of. I'm looking forward to the battlefield. Try and blow a nigga head off. And I can still get you Reggie, still get you loud, still get you sour. And I was trapping on the block 7 days a week, 24 hours. Can let them slide with the disrespect, cause they gon' think that they can do that off. Get out the line, I'ma run at one of these niggas' mouths and I'ma do that off. And I got dealt a bad hand, to play the cards like a majesty. And I go hard in every lane, taking over, that's reality. These rappers acting like they really with it, I can really see these niggas lying. It's out for me to change the frequency, you take the gold and mix it with the dime.
I mean, baby, I'm just trying to do a little exploring, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fuck on your friend. Don't know if it's cool, but I'm on one tonight. I'm trying to fuck on your friend. Don't know if it's cool, but I'm on one tonight. Ay, little bitch, these good ass vibes. We be taking shots, getting way too high. You decided to bring your home, girl. I don't know why. Guess my boyfriend mad. Whole nigga won't slide. Whole niggas ain't shit, but I don't hate. Get the vibe, she kinda want me, see it on her face. Now he blowing up her phone, fucking up the play. He done showed up, dog. He a real lame. I can already tell he the real tender type. I can do the most over Facebook Live, and that pussy might be good, but it ain't worth the fight. Hope he ain't no shit, cause today I came live. I'm trying to fuck on your friend. Don't know if it's cool, but I'm on one tonight. I'm trying to fuck on your friend. Don't know if it's cool, but I'm on one tonight.
Tax experts.
So you've got your own business and you're doing everything you can to promote it. But marketing doesn't always have to be so out there.
I'm smoking Barney, it's purple and bubble. My Instagram booming, yo bitch up.
Word on the beat, word on the beat.
Yeah, it's December the 2nd. December the 2nd, a young nigga just turned 25. I'm just happy to say that I'm still alive. We ain't no Jefferson, so why they keep Jeffing? We gon' make it last forever, why she keep sweating? I know niggas that'll really have you terrified. Put their life on the line, they ain't scared to die. Line your ass up like you next in line. Line your ass up like them Clippers ready. We did things a different way, we ain't have an option. Once I stepped in the game, it was catastrophic. Bitch, I can't smoke till the pack gone, real. And that's just how I do things. I could be there without the booth, I have mood swings. I don't wanna talk unless we off camera. And I don't wanna know you unless you authentic. Do your name carry weight like Arm & Hammer do it? I can't stand haters and petty spammers. Always have opinions, don't have an answer, dude. Even if they did, I still wouldn't ask. I wouldn't. Because no one only half the battle. I might as well get it all on my own. I don't got time for nothing, so don't hit my phone. I don't got time for dumb shit, so get him gone. I don't got time for fuck shit, the fuck he on. Good dog, if he ain't updated. If I helped you in the past, you don't hold me shit. I don't like giving dab, you don't know me quick. If that nigga talk back, then it's OV quick. Put a hole in his head, now it's OVO. I've been doing this shit, no it won't be long. Hate to tell you little niggas, but I was right. I hate when niggas can never admit they wrong.
They cannot slow me down cause I'm at a different speed. They can knock 'em around cause I'm in a different league. They know not to fuck around cause they know just who we be. I ride around with the chopper, I'm with the monster speed. They back home holding it down cause I do this for the team. They calling me Tiger Woods cause I do it to the team. I do this shit for my niggas that's running through the street. I do this shit for my mama, my baby and baby.
Yeah, we on that. Yeah, we on that. Yeah, we on that. Yeah, we on that.
Sipping cognac. Yeah, we on that. Yeah, we on that. Pull up with my niggas on that block. Yeah, we on that. We ain't pull up, fuck the odds. Yeah, we on that. I don't wanna hear nigga talk. Yeah, we on that. Shawty, I'm on that.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Professor Dad.
Welcome to another day of Gold Mine University. Does anybody remember what our word of the day from yesterday was?
Perseverance.
Okay. And when we persevere, what happens?
We get better every day.
That's right.
We just improving every day. Yeah. I'm getting better every day. Getting better every day. It don't matter what they say. I'ma lift a heavy weight till I'm really heavyweight. Getting better every day. My sister mom just passed and I know she feeling toxic. Gotta take advantage of our days while we got this. Playing with the shot clock until God stops it. Reminds me I cannot stop dropping till I lock this. Open up my logic, recording, making progress. The end don't exist, it's the growth that's the object. Withdraw from my gold mine, then I make deposits into the universe until I'm on and popping. We're all gonna die, you better live now. This life is taking every day, you better give now. Shit is going backwards, that's the only way to spin around. You get stronger every time you get up when they pin you down. Like, I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better every day. It don't matter what they say. I'ma lift that heavy weight till I'm really heavyweight. I'm chasing my potential to get to where I'm meant to. I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better every day. Every day. I am just the sum of my habits. To formulate success, I keep investing what I added. The blessing is in practice. They said you didn't have it. Forever living average. You got better every day and now your shit established. Conversations with myself in the mirror like, remember I was trying to mix my records, couldn't hear it right. Now I hit the booth and then I only let my spirit write. So it's never writer's block, I always keep the clearest sight. When I'm sharing my emotions like the ocean, keep it flowing, now they here tonight. To be empowered, keep improving, never fear to fight. Just grow and blossom like a flower when it's near the light. Cause fear ain't real, it's just an ideal to keep us back on our heels. Too afraid to be brave enough to master our skills. But on the other side of fear is everything that's real. That's everything that's real. That's all I ever give. Is everything that's real. I'm getting
better every day. I'm getting better every day. It don't matter what they say. I'ma live the heavyweight till I'm really heavyweight. I'm chasing my potential to get to where I'm meant to. I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better every day, every day, every day.
Using Squarespace helped my business grow from a journal to a website, store and class platform.
I can feel it pulling me, I can feel it calling me. I'll be on my way right now. That shit made my soul speak. Think you got a hold on me. You just tell me when, say how. I can see you staring from across the room. We don't use no words, I feel you calling soon. Even over here, I'm sitting next to you. He's talking to me, but I'm talking to you. So we can really do it right now. Just say it with your eyes, not too loud. I can see you staring from across the room. We don't use no words, I feel you calling Zoom. I can feel it pulling me, I can feel it calling me. I'll be on my way right now. That shit made my soul speak. Think you got a hold on me. You just tell me when, say how. I could lay here in your arms forever. You know I don't keep no track of time. Meet at any moment, go wherever. I just gotta place you in my mind, so we can really do it right now. Just say it with your eyes, not too loud. I can see you staring from across the room. We don't use no words, I feel you calling Zoom. I can feel it pulling me, I can feel it calling me. I'll be on my way right now, yeah. That shit made my soul speak. Think you got a hold on me. You just tell me when, say how. I'm in my feelings, and I want you to sit with me. And I really wanna break it down. Said I really wanna break it down. Me feel the spoken. On my words, I'm choking. Even with you on my mind, I gotta keep me focused. I know that you noticed. I know that you noticed. Meet you if the time is right. I'll keep the channel open. Deeply felt unspoken. On my words, I'm choking. Even with you on my mind, I gotta keep me focused. I know that you know this. I know that you noticed. Meet you if the time is right. I'll keep the channel open. Deeply felt unspoken. On my words, I'm choking. Even with you on my mind, I gotta keep me focused. I know that you know this. I know that you noticed. Meet you if the time is right. I'll keep the channel open. Notice. Keep the channel open.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was the Just Vibes volumes. Y'all make sure y'all let the artists know where y'all heard the music first at Who Asked You Podcast. Every week there will be some of the same music, but I'm always going to add some fresh sound. So if y'all got any favorite underground artists, y'all let me know. Put their link to their song in the comments. And if you like a song particularly, make sure that you tell that artist that you heard it on this podcast, and you put in the comments. Let me know who y'all favorite artists, who are y'all tired of hearing, all that. So, without further ado, my boy been waiting for a little minute in the back, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in and go ahead and introduce him. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling tonight? Oh, it's kind of the connection is kind of go ahead and pop out and pop back in because it's lagging. It's lagging.
Put on their phone. It's my first time using StreamYard.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes it's the connection is bad, so just hop out and then click the link again, and you can come back in. And,
all right, let me jump out and jump back in. Let me see if that'll work.
Yep. So I'm gonna remove him while he's doing that. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how YouTube is. Hold on one second. Okay, so while we're waiting on him, I'm actually going to show y'all my website because we're having technical difficulties. So in the meantime, I'll show y'all my website. Right here is Astro Aromatics Online Marketplace Square site. And as you can see, nature provides assistance of the mind, body, and soul. The tools you use are up to you. So here are all of my products. I'm just going to quickly, as you can see, the IG, everything studio you can come here to see. We got the IG on here. We got the products, but we also have WAYPOD study hall. And this is the important piece that I want to show you all, okay? Become a member. Enjoy the lectures featured on the Who Asked You podcast and more. As you may know, I usually do my lectures on YouTube, but I won't be doing that anymore. YouTube will be for the podcast, but if you want to actually have a full lecture and learn outside of what I'm going to be showing on Wild World Review, come to the website. You can become a member of the study hallers. Intellect is the most commodity on the planet. Invest in yourself by becoming a member of the WAYPOD Study Hall. In this membership, you are granted a monthly access to 1-hour lectures ranging from science, metaphysics, and much more, quizzes, and there will be a book club. I also offer and will be offering several different types of classes, but right now we have the How to Build a Website Step-by-Step Basic, which is only $14.99, and How to Build a Website Step-by-Step Advanced, that's $24.99. And the WAYPOD Study Hallers membership is just a monthly fee of $19.99. So I will be going hard, doing live shows, doing live lectures, all of that from my site soon. So be on the lookout for that. And we also have gift cards. We also have gift cards. So if you ever want to gift someone a lecture or some oils or anything like that, put the money on the gift card. It's a digital gift card. So boom, you get straight access right then and there. But our guest is back. So let me go ahead and pop him back in. SWISH Doctor.
Yes, sir. Bless. What's going on, brother?
Welcome to the show. Thank you for gracing. Thank you for gracing the show. For those who don't know,
Hey, thanks for having me, brother. Praise, bless.
Oh, no problem. Black intellectuals are always welcome on the Who Asked You podcast show. So, for those who don't know who you are, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is SWISH Doctor. So I am a former artist. I am now, I wouldn't call myself a healer. I'm just a holistic practitioner. I like to help my people transition to a better way of healthier lifestyle. I like to consider myself a bridge from where you are to like where you want to be, kind of getting you started, introduce you to the basics, some tips, tricks that'll kind of help you along in your health and wellness journey. So yeah, basically, like I said, all I do is I focus. My general focus is with herbs and physical fitness. You know, I do deal a little bit in like metaphysics and things like that for those who will entertain it. But you know, generally for the public, like I said, I deal in herbs and physical fitness to help you bridge that gap.
All right. So, because from your Instagram, and for those who don't know, y'all need to follow him on I Am Swish on IG. That is his page. Y'all make sure that y'all support the man. He doing big things out here. It says that you are a herbalist, and I am very, very interested in herbology. That's actually one of the areas of study I want to get into because it'll help me gain more knowledge and insight and more recipes for my essential oils that I sell. So, could you please tell us how did you first get into herbology?
How did I first get into herbology? Okay, kind of like most of us. Okay, so like rewind a little bit. Like I said, I used to be a recording artist. Used to make music. I used to rap. So in my journey, myself and my brothers, we all moved to Las Vegas to pursue the dream. We wanted to be closer to California. You know, we weren't quite financially stable enough to survive in LA, but Vegas was like 3 hours away, so that was close enough. So while I was there, this is prior to me becoming plant-based or anything like that, woke, quote unquote, any of that, right? While I was there, I got a job at a dispensary as a bud tender. Now I was able to be, I got a job at a dispensary when the medical scene in Vegas was just like blooming, medical marijuana. I mean, there weren't very, like today you could just walk into a dispensary with your ID and kind of just buy on a recreational tip. But around that time, this was like 2015, 2016, it was still just medical. So I happened to work in the one dispensary in the city that really, our focus was less like 420, come get high. And it was more like, you know, come get well. You know, we really like dealt with a lot of people who had different ailments and whatnot. And, you know, me being able to see what cannabis was able to do for them, as far as whether we're talking about like oils or we're talking about that just the flower, you know, it was helping to get people off of opioids, which is a really, really big thing. Like, depending on where you live, you might not be, you know, in tune with the opioid crisis, but in certain major cities, especially Las Vegas, where there's a lot of sinning and thrilling, the opioid crisis out there is huge. So, you know, cannabis or weed was able to get a lot of people off of that. So, from there, I always was a recreational user, but because I worked there, I was able to look at some of the lab work, like what was used to grow some of this weed, some of the chemicals, stuff like that. I started to look at certain chemicals that were banned in Las Vegas, but that were allowed to be used to grow in other states like California, Colorado. Started to draw the link between like Monsanto and stuff like that. It was just like little small stuff that had me interested in just weed, you know. And once I, fast forward a little bit, when I returned back home, I ran into an old classmate of mine. He, I kind of told him what I was into. I'm trying to, get healthy and whatnot. And he turned me on to a brother, Dr. Inky. At the time, he was Minister Inky. But he turned me on to Dr. Inky. And I sat and watched one of his hour-long lectures, and then I was just intrigued by how he was breaking down the science of the body. And from there, I kind of started to do my own research and apply.
So you can clarify that weed is not addictive, but the chemicals that they actually put in for the loud is what makes it addictive, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about what was used to grow it. Fortunately, I was able to come across different growers, people who were passionate about the projects and the things that they were doing. And you know, they will fill you in on that. They will tell you how they would cheat the system. You know, for example, Currency, shout out to Currency Splitter. He actually put the whole world on to the fact that perp is when you get weed that's purple, it's not always because it's super potent or even because it's supposed to look like that genetically. All you have to do is stress the plant with cold water during the final stages, I believe, and it'll turn the plant purple. So there are ways to manipulate, you know, the natural herb, and they do that pretty frequently. You know, myself, I still smoke weed myself, so I always talk to my friends about this all the time. There's certain highs that don't feel
natural. So I got a question.
Absolutely. Don't feel natural.
Can you put any clarification on whether okay, because I have heard that people say that weed with with certain chemicals, certain strands does effeminize males, and they do have some components of it that creates estrogen-like chemicals in our body. Is there some validity?
Paraquat. Absolutely, it's called paraquat. You will hear like forgive me, I don't want to misquote the brother. I was one of the brothers from the Nation of Islam. He speaks heavily about the paraquat and about this kind of ties into like the whole Monsanto thing. It's like when you edit the genetics of the actual cannabis. So of course you'll have some cannabis that's naturally produced, and you have some that you have to kind of cross and splice. You know how they hybridize certain forms. During this process, you can use paraquat in that process of splicing the seeds, or you can use it in the post process of like using it as a pesticide, so to speak, spraying it on it and whatnot. Those are the two major ways. But because we are becoming more and more cognizant of the pesticides that they're using on weed, and not just weed, foods in general, they are starting to attack the actual genetic of the seeds, you know, because a lot of us are preaching to, you know, grow our own foods, grow our own herbs, whatever the case may be. So now the next step to interfere with that process is to give you the bad seed. So, you know, as far as growing cannabis, like I said, you want to get with some good growers who've been doing this for a long time, who know how to, you know, identify almost like how they have like a purebred pit bulls and purebred puppies and whatnot. Like, you know, there are strains that are like purebred, so to speak, that haven't been tampered with that paraquat shit. But yeah, absolutely, that stuff does it throws your hormones off. It turns down the estrogen, turns down the testosterone, turns up the estrogen. And we know once your hormones are unbalanced, you're susceptible to make all kinds of irrational decisions.
Yeah. And I want to say this, and I hope this doesn't sound like a reach, but we have to know that all of these entertainment mediums use subliminals. So when you said Farquaad, the first thing that popped in my head was Lord Farquaad from Shrek. And what is he? Stunning growth, aggressive, but feminine, and always, you know, like that's what I picture. So
yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a Disney film, if I'm not mistaken, Shrek.
Yep.
So and we know how Disney give it up.
No, I think it's okay, yeah. My bad.
We're gonna confirm or deny that. Yeah, let me pick up the phone. We're gonna do a lot of this tonight because I don't want to
look, fact checking ain't always bad. Because I think it's a Pixar, but I don't want to.
You might be right. Let's see. Okay, DreamWorks Animation.
DreamWorks. Okay.
DreamWorks.
Shit, Disney probably still own it.
Yeah, but once you do your research, they're all on the web anyway, you know, and those strains kind of go back to the same puppeteer, so we know how that works.
Yep, it says, hold on, is DreamWorks owned by Disney? No, both Universal Studios and DreamWorks are owned by the Mega Media NBC. They pretty much are owned. It's fucking Disney. But at the end of the day,
we know how it is, man.
So,
yeah, but like you said, like that was, and not to cut you off, it's a great comparison because we know how they put those things in your face, especially in front of our kids. So that stuff gets ingrained in their subconscious, you know, moving throughout their life. But yeah, go ahead, brother.
we were just talking about the effects of the pedophilic imagery and things of that nature in children cartoons earlier in the show. We were just talking about that. So that message is definitely in alignment of tonight's energy. Now, I want to kind of switch it over a little bit because you are a certified holistic nutritional what now? Counselor? Can you tell us?
Yeah, basically all I do, in a nutshell, I'm able to sit down with you. You tell me your goals. I tell you the best natural way to get there. It's just a holistic health counselor, or some people call it holistic health practitioner. But basically I counsel. And that's been that was what I was doing for the better part of 2020. A lot of personal and one-on-one counseling with this. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know how the algorithms treat the StreamYard, so I'm not gonna say the word. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
CV.
Yeah.
It's been a whole lot of CV going on, and last year my main goal was to kind of help pull people out of that state, and I was able to do that a lot. But this year I'm kind of switching focus. I want to do a lot more coaching as far as helping people to prevent it, because we'll probably get to that topic, but to be honest, I found myself not treating the CV, and I was treating a lot of pre-existing conditions that was made worse by the CV.
Right.
And when we get a lot of that stuff is preventable, especially through holistic health. So I want to make it
deficiency, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the way that we eat, what we eat, how we eat, and we know that. But there's been a lot of propaganda on all sides, even on the vegan and the plant-based side. There's been a lot of propaganda from that side as well. So I'm not biased. I deal with all parties of all types of people. Whatever diet or walk of life. I'm gonna be honest with you about what kind of results you can achieve on certain diets.
Right.
But it's all about giving you the options outside of getting poked and cut open and experimented on and whatnot.
I feel that. So let me ask you this, because I was kind of looking through your content and everything, and I didn't realize that there was that much disinformation or misinformation about CMOS. Because they told it as the 92 mineral God weed of the tea. So could you kind of give us some clarification on the actual benefits of CMOS? Because that's crazy.
So CMOS is amazing. Don't get me wrong at all. CMOS is awesome. Outside of it having 92 minerals, is pretty much everything that they say that it is. In my eyes, the two main issues with CMOS is that people don't know why they're taking it, and they're taking too much of it. Though it is a very healthy, nutritious superfood, this isn't something that you want to take every day. Simply because you don't want to take anything every day. You want to give your body the opportunity to, produce these things naturally. That's number one. There is no herb that I can recommend that you take every single day of your life. So I don't know, we kind of look at CMOS a little bit differently, all right, because, God rest his soul, all praise due, because Dr. Sebi brought it to us in the manner that he did. We look at it like as a savior, but, fortunately enough, Dr. Sebi did inform enough people, and he left enough people behind so that we can continue the conversation, because, if we look at his legacy, a lot of it was in the late 80s, early 90s, early 2000s. And he didn't have access to a level of research that we have now. So that does not invalidate anything that he did. That just means we got to continue his research. And by my research, CMOS does have 92 minerals. That doesn't mean that it's not valuable. It is very, very potent. What makes it really nutritious actually is the fact that it has not a complete amino acid profile, but it's pretty amino packed. Now, when people talk about proteins and whatnot, what they're really referring to are amino acids. Those are just the building blocks of life. So sea moss is jam packed full of different amino acids, all the amino acids that you would need to build muscle. So when I talk to people about being vegan and gaining, like myself, like I'm only like on a heavy day I'll be like 160. I fluctuate between like 160 and like 145, 150, depending on if I'm fasting, eating, whatnot. That sea moss helps me to build my body up when I'm working out and exercising. It helps me to build that muscle on top of what it is that I'm already intaking. Outside of that, I think that it's one of the best, and I mean the best antivirals. When it comes to this CV thing, the reason why I think that's been flying off of the shelf is because like that's actually producing results. Just like cannabis, there are different strains of sea moss. You have the Gracilaria strain, which is the yellow stringy stuff you'll get from the tropics. You have the Irish moss, Conjus crispus, which you'll get from cold water, like Ireland, like Maine, stuff like that. They're both really great at attacking any respiratory issues, pneumonia. But Gracilaria, the yellow stringy stuff that goes around the most, is very, very effective at eliminating viruses, all kinds of viruses, especially HPV. A lot of people don't know, like HPV, I think it's like 80% of like sexually active people or something like that are affected with HPV. And you would never have a flare up, or you would never know you have it. So people pass it along so much they don't even know. But when you look at the nature of a virus, you kind of see they all kind of behave the same way. So in reference to like sea moss and viruses, if it can rid your body of HPV, and there are there's science proof facts of it ridding people of herpes, then that means that it can definitely rid your body of a much lesser virus like CV. So that's one of my main weapons, along with other things that I use in that fight too.
So can you tell us, as a counselor, can you tell us some of the misconceptions that people have on health, on eating healthy? Like, because I know it's kind of
definitely.
Yeah. Because even I have like,
go ahead.
I know I don't look like it, but I'm actually vegetarian and I eat just straight up vegetables and a lot of cheese, I guess. But you would think that if somebody ate just veggies all day, that they would just instantly get skinny, and clearly it don't work like that. Otherwise, I'd be skinny as hell. So can you kind of talk about some of the misconceptions of clean, healthy eating?
Man. So it's a few things, man. So number one, like vegetarian, it all depends on what you eat. All depends. A lot of times we will abandon, meat for starch, for empty calories, pasta, stuff like that. That's like a no-brainer. What a lot of people do really, I'll say one common misconception. Number one, you won't starve on a plant-based diet. That's number one. You tend to eat a lot more. You tend to eat a lot more because, like, you'll be fuller because there's a lot more fiber in your diet. There's a lot less calories. So, it kind of runs and burns off. But, yeah, you definitely won't perish on a plant-based diet. Number two, like you said, it's not like the end-all be-all to helping you gain, to help you manage your weight. What you really want to do when you're talking about managing weight or any kind of health issue at all when approaching diet, you want to watch the time of day that you're eating, as well as the quality of food that you're eating. We have to, we as humans, especially now that we have like light bulbs and all of this other stuff, artificial light, we have gotten way off of the natural circadian rhythm of the planet. Our ancestors used to rise with the sun and go to sleep, and I mean like back in the natural days, not like, in more modern times. Very rarely were we walking around with, candle lit homes and things of that nature. Candles are fine. Don't get me wrong. Candle and fire, that's a natural, I forget the word. It's a natural light frequency. It doesn't really bother you, but the fact that we could turn on a light switch, we can put the phone in our face, it throws off your circadian rhythm, it tells your body something different. But I might digress. You don't want to eat all hours of the day. So here's some quick game for y'all. 4 a.m., 12 noon, 8 p.m. Keep these times in mind, right? From 4 a.m. to 12 noon. This is nothing but liquids, nothing but water, tea, smoothies are allowed, juices are allowed, nothing solid, nothing but liquids. 12 noon, allow yourself to eat solid food. Now, I'm plant-based. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of your followers may be plant-based, but a lot of them might not be. So here's where I'm going to meet you halfway. If you do still indulge in meat, nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to challenge you to do your homework on what you're eating. Look at the diet of the food that you're eating. All right. So that means we have to knock out chicken. Because why? If you ever watch a chicken in its natural habitat, the chicken will literally eat where it shits, and it will sleep where it eats and it shits. Chickens are disgusting. Even free-range chickens, they still find their way into eating parasitic things like worms as well. That'll knock out pigs. Their diet is atrocious. Or pork. Beef, if you're going to eat beef, make sure that it is free range. Has to be free range. It has to be grass-fed free range. A lot of people, to be quite honest with you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. The only meat that I could honestly sit here on your show and recommend to anyone eat would be a fish, and specific fish, because every fish doesn't have the same diet. You want to look at fish to eat plankton. You want to look at fish to eat that phytoplankton, little green algae, things like that. And wild game, things like buck and elk. And I hope Peter doesn't get on me. The reason why I say that is because look at the diet and the lifestyle of the animal. You might look at that as something that you wouldn't want to eat. I wouldn't. But this is a healthier animal compared to a chicken that may be a weaker animal, a cow that may have been sedentary its entire life. This elk, this buck, this deer has been running its entire life. Been feasting on fresh vegetation its entire life, fresh grains its entire life. So again, that might be a little bit too high for people.
That's why they smash our cars if we run into them. Because they got all.
Get up and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, get up and keep it moving, man. So that's why you really want to pay attention to the diet of what it is you're eating. You know, as quiet as it's kept, Dr. Sebi did indulge in fish from time to time, and it's okay. You know, that's not his main diet, his main staple. He obviously knew how to cleanse himself, but his logic is this fish is a vegetarian. This fish eats algae, and I'm healing the world with sea moss, which is an algae. You know, why would I deny? You don't always want to go that route, but if you have to, you can. So back to my point. That's your 12 noon, right? That's your 12 noon to 8 p.m. You want to have your meals. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., we back to solids. This time, no smoothies. Only liquids and only hot teas. The reason you want to follow this circadian rhythm is because this is the same rhythm as the Earth. Essentially, you're moving in a solar cycle. About, I think it's I want to say 10 or 11 p.m., your intestines or your digestive system is going to slowly start to change its priority. I don't want to say shut down because it's still working, but it's going to change its priority from digesting food to addressing other ailments that your body may have. Now, depending on what's in your stomach, how much is in your stomach, and how recent you put in there, your digestive system will either say, we can leave it in there and we can do what we got to do, which is not good because now you have undigested food in there. Or it'll go, all right, man, I can't take care of this because I still have to digest this food, which I should have did hours ago. So now your body doesn't get a chance to heal, rejuvenate.
And then is that where we feel like bloated when we eat late and then okay.
Absolutely. You have undigested food. It causes gas. It could be food combinations as well. That's another thing that I'm starting to give more honor to now, because I still indulge in fish, but when I do it, I'll always combine. That was another point I had to make to you guys. If you do decide to eat any kind of meat, you have to properly combine it. Meat goes, if you're not going to eat it by itself, which might sound barbaric, but I'll explain it in a second. If you're not going to eat meat by itself, you have to eat it with a green leafy vegetable. That's it. No rice, no bean, none of that. It has to be alone or with the green leafy vegetable. The reason why is because it's more beneficial to eat it alone because your stomach has to produce a certain pH of acid to digest this meat. You wanted to attack the meat and not have to worry about balancing the pH to digest the meat and the beans and the rice and everything else. Your stomach and your body's going to pick one. It's going to pick the simplest thing to digest, and it's going to ignore everything else, and it's going to cause you to have indigestion, all kinds of nonsense, right? Combining it with the green leafy vegetable gives you enough fiber, more fiber that's already probably in that meat to move it through so that it doesn't get trapped and clogged in your colon and your digestive system. So I would call that the right way to do wrong. And I have to credit that method from Dr. Melanie Stevens. I got to credit it to the queen, you know, because again, in our community, we know that everyone, while we should be on a plant-based diet, we're not all of us aren't there yet. So again, there's a right way to do wrong, and that's one of my favorites to help people.
Yeah, actually, I like that. I like that saying. Now, there's a type of fish. I was trying to look it up, but I cannot think of it. But it's like black people's favorite fish to eat, and it's farmed, and I can't think of what it's called. It's like, oh my god,
salmon or tilapia?
Tilapia. Please, people, stop eating tilapia.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
That is the most artificial, disgusting fish you could ever eat.
Yeah, they make that. Tilapia, God didn't make that. They made that. Remember, DJ Khaled said, "Stay away from they," and they out here making stuff. They made tilapia, bro. That is not found in the wild. I don't know. I don't know the process they went through to make that, but I agree with you, brother. Stay away from tilapia, especially since the way that they're raised.
That is GMO flesh. Everybody's
far away. And you know.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Everybody can't indulge in that, bro. But even on that raised fish and whatnot. Going back to the sea moss, a lot of people don't know how to identify fresh sea moss from farm-raised sea moss. That's a huge issue too. There's a lot of swindling and hustling going on in the community.
Yeah.
And let me just say this too, y'all. I'm not a sea moss salesman. Like, I kind of was against selling it because I'm an Aquarius. I like to do opposite of what people do. But because I saw so many people like kind of taking advantage of people, I wanted to, you know, educate folks. And I got a hard time in the beginning with that, because I would like, most people wouldn't care about this, but like I would meet someone like, and you know, they'd be like, "Hey, I want some sea moss." I'll go deliver it to them, and they're like, "Okay, what is this? What's it good for? What do I do with it?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
yo, you you should have figured out all that before I got here. Like, I don't mind laying that on you and explaining it to you, but like there comes a point where it's like, all right, our people have to know what they're doing, what they're investing in, you know, because you don't want to get the wrong thing and then get the wrong idea about healing, holistic health in general. You know, right. You can get that goes for any herb or any kind of healing period. You can get the wrong thing, deal with the wrong person, get the wrong results, and get completely turned off from this entire way of living. So you got to be careful and do your own research and use your own discernment.
And that's why I wanted to highlight like the misconceptions, because people do hear sea moss just sound like something healthy. So if you see everybody talking about it, you're going to be like, I eat sea moss too. You know, that even though it's silly logic, I mean, that's just how people think. Okay, let's get into some metaphysics, because I heard you talk about metaphysics. And you specifically highlighted on your page numerology, right?
Yes, sir.
I love numerology. I am all into, like, my life path is life path 9. You feel me? I'll be looking at angel numbers. My uncle and I always talk about the fact that life, reality is just ones and zeros. And we are literally just refracting light back and forth, and this is a simulation, and nothing exists until our eyes see it. So can you kind of just give your perspective on just this coded life on numerology?
Yes, sir. They call it a fractal holographic universe. Like as if in the world that we live in, once you get to a certain level of observation, you will notice that the world we live in seems to operate on some kind of program. Like, and you know, I'm not gonna say we're in a simulation, like we're getting, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's electric. Just think of it like that. It's all electric. And when you think of how electricity communicates, as far as like you said, computers, how data and whatnot gets transferred, ones and zeros, zeros and ones. It's just electric information. I like to look at like numerology and astrology as like a map, and or like weather for what is the electric forecast of the day, if that makes sense. So like and I'm gonna explain why I keep going to this electric thing in a second. It ties into your diet. But as far as these numbers, I like to use them as a map. So at first I was obsessed with trying to predict the future, like trying to, you know, figure out what the hell is going to happen at the Super Bowl, or you know, whatever. You know, some occultists get caught up in that part of the metaphysics. But when I started to realize I was overlooking the things that was happening right in front of me, and I'm looking back like, damn, I could have prevented that. I had a huge argument with so-and-so the other day. Like, why was it so heated? We always debate. Damn, I could have prevented that. That was an 11 day. I didn't even take heed to the fact that that was an 11 day. 11 is known to being more an emotional day. Yeah, like emotional, eventful things tend to happen on 11 days. Or shit, one day I could just be, you know, making a shit ton of money, and I'm just like, damn, you know, what am I doing, or what's going on? And I look up and it's an 8 day, and I'm like, wow, that was an 8 day. 8 is associated with money, you know, with that executive, that business. You know, if you plan things and you plan for these days and these energies going into it, you will have a better success. When we first were talking to do this show, you initially had picked February 10th. I was excited. Oh, you gave me that option to pick February 10th. I was excited because I'm a 1 vibration. I'm born on the 28th. So the 1st, 10th, the 28th, like that's all me. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do it on the 10th. You know, unfortunately, it fell through, but that's fine because today is an 8 day, and I love an 8 day even more. You know, like again, the 8 days is all about. You know,
because we had to reschedule. The energies wasn't even right for those first 2 scheduled episodes. The energy was just off. Stuff was going on in my life that I couldn't just, you know, I couldn't focus. So I always say things happen how they're meant to, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, bro. And we were in the middle of Mercury retrograde too. We just coming out of that. I don't like to give too much credence to that, but when it comes to, you know, when it comes around, it comes around. You know, like I said, once you're aware, you know, it's kind of hard to kind of ignore it. It can't, that concept became kind of mainstream, but it matters. It really does, you know. And that's just a time to go and reflect on what's going on in your life and in your circumstances, you know. But like I said, bro, I love applying this numerology to my life and my loved ones. Like for example, I'm in a 7 personal year, so you like since we first started talking, I've barely been posting, and like that's kind of like in contrast to what I was doing last year. Last year I was like every day with the shit because I wanted to you know, last year I was in a 6th year. But the number 6, I like to generalize that as being in service to others, and that's a lot of what I was doing last year. A lot of service to others. And this year I'm in the 7th year, so more meditative, more introspective year. I'm sharpening my skills as far as, you know, studies. Learning new skills. I'm trying to apply these things as well. I'm trying to do a lot more listening than talking this year. But when I do talk, I want to be informative. You know what I'm saying? Like we off the fun shit. Now let's learn some shit because next year we have an 8 cycle coming. And when my 8 cycle comes, again, I want to be in a position of power so that I can, accept all the blessings that comes my way. You know.
You know, I definitely feel that. I want to. Do you have any book recommendations on numerology at all?
Yeah, man. I hate to be redundant. Let me grab it right here. 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm about to grab a book as well. I'll be right back as well because I'm going to grab something really quick.
Do your thing. Yeah, audience. He had a guest on a few weeks ago. It was my bro Bryson, Gifted Soul. He's a numerologist as well, so you probably saw this book on that episode. But yes, this is Lloyd Strayhorn's Numbers in You, numerology guide for everyday living. There are plenty of books and methods on numerology. I enjoy this book specifically because it's by a Black author. And I got to meet him in person. He actually did a reading for me. It resonated, man. It super resonated. I was just telling the audience that you actually you had my boy Bryson on a few weeks ago. So
yes,
you know, shout out to him. That's the reason why, you know, I'm even on the show right now to make this together. So
Yeah,
they probably saw this book, Numbers in You, by Lloyd Strayhorn. Yes, sir. So like I said, I love this book because it's by a Black author. I actually got to meet the author. He did a numerology reading for me, and it resonated so much that I wanted to learn, you know, his method. His method was a little bit more less doom and gloom. You know, when you go and get readings from certain people, and this is me personally, I could be wrong. I get like two types of people. I get the person that's like overly optimistic, and I get like the doom and gloom, and it's like nothing in between, you know. So with stuff like that, I tend to be a little bit weary because I don't want to, you know, you could be pulling on my heartstrings trying to get me to come back or whatever the case may be. With Lloyd, he was like, yo, this is what this year holds for you. Like, you can fuck up and do this, but like, if you focus and do that, you'll probably find more success. And then fuck that, look into the future, you know. And we kind of it got to the point where I actually became one of his students. So a lot of information that I would get on numerology, I'll call him or text him, or like I said, I have this book. I don't have many other books. I got a lot of like PDFs and stuff like that. But again, I'm like wary when it comes to where I get the information from. You know, it all depends on who's putting it forth and the tone of it too.
No, I respect that for real, because I know that that's a Black author. I'm definitely gonna ask you, can you send me a picture of that book? I have Numerology in the Divine Triangle by Faith, Divine, and Dusty Bunker. Right here, this is where I got all of my. This is how I deciphered my own, you know what I'm saying, my own life path and everything. And it's a jewel. It's definitely a jewel. I recommend everybody pick up a copy. It costs less than some Henny. Okay, so
get some Henny. How long you been into it?
2 years. 2 years now. Since 2020. Well, no, I'll say end of 2019 till now.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of angel numbers. Like, I get a lot of 808s, 888s, 999, 1111. I see 1111 all the time. 1122, 1144, 1188. I'm in alignment. I'll be on it. Yeah. So that's why
how do you interpret those?
Huh?
I said, how do you interpret those messages?
Oh, well, I know that triple eights, or most of the time 8s are about like abundance, monetary gain. 9s are usually going to be about new beginnings, rebirth, you know, restart, all that kind of stuff. 1111, I think like that's like more like that's an open portal for you to manifest anything that, you know, or what you're thinking about. It's like, okay, that's an alignment of your path, so focus on that, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah. Now that's what's up, man. I like when people like have a practical application for some of these things, because like when you talk to some people, they'll treat you like you just talking in the sky. You know what I'm saying? But like, little do you know, you could be like walking down the street and you just see, one of your angel numbers on a billboard, and you like, damn, okay, I know I'm in the right place now. Like, it don't gotta be like a divine sign. It's just confirmation that you on the right path.
Let me tell you this. I drive so much, and I'm like, ain't no way.
Hey.
In every single city I go to, every street, it should not be every 6 streets I see a license plate with 3 9s on it. It ain't no way. It ain't no way where there's 4 cars with 1188 on it. It's like that's why I be telling people now, like, yo, this life is coded, and the angels, aka angels of light, tell you and speak to you. You just got to know the language, and you got to pay attention, because there are times where if you see an angel number, it might actually be warning you of something. Like, you got to just know you got to decipher. You got to take time to just study. And one of the things, like, my cousin used to tell me before I really just got into it, she was like, shout out Najiba. She said, always focus on what you were thinking about before you saw the number, because that will tell you really what the message is. That helps you get context on what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about a project like, okay, I want to sell this, sell that, boom, 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 and then you look over and you see 1188, if you look that up, it'll tell you some abundance, or, think positive. Now, I'm not just saying 1188 means this, but I'm just saying it might say think positive about whatever your intent or your manifestation, or it might be like you are on the road to financial gain, blah, blah, blah. It'll tell you exactly what it is. So, yeah.
I like that you said that. Like, I like that she put you onto that. Definitely think about what it is what thought space you were in when that confirmation comes through. And think about how you feeling. A lot of times we are not in tune with how we feel. We'll second guess it, Like, for example, when you fucked up, when you think about something you were supposed to do and your stomach drops. You did. You know what I'm saying? That's how you felt.
Yeah.
And you could try to talk yourself out of it, like, well, I didn't really fuck up. Maybe A, B, no. You know how you felt. And if you had the reason why that sticks out so much is because, like, lower vibrational feelings, we tend to, like, physically experience them a little bit more. Like, anger manifests a little bit easier than higher vibrational emotions. So, like, if you had a good feeling, about, I don't know, like, playing the lottery, I don't know, if you was like, you know what, maybe I should just go play this damn number. And you're like, nah, I ain't gonna make it, blah, 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 blah. You start talking yourself out of it, and then later on, you see, damn, the Mega Millions was that shit you thought of. Like, just trust your
feeling. Now your heart hurt.
Yeah, it really goes back to that, you gotta have discernment with this, but you gotta know when to trust your first mind and when to question yourself. When it comes to matters of intuition, those divine downloads, you shouldn't question that. Like, that's a knowing. You just know something instantly. And then we start, like, the ego comes in and starts trying to, convince you of other things, or dissect it or break it down. Like, you don't got to know why. You don't have to know why you can't fucking jump off of this earth. You just know that you can't. You know what I'm saying? There's gravity, of course, but yeah.
What did everybody's favorite Christian God say? Be. And sometimes you just take that concept of be. It is exactly what it is. It's not what you want it to be. It's not what you think it is. It's not, no ifs and maybes. Like, this coded life, there is no room for ifs and maybes. It is what it is. And everything is destined to happen exactly the way that it is, because you decide your life. That's one of the things, like, I learned, especially with all this esoteric metaphysical knowledge, is like, wow, it's really on me. Yes, there's a creator. Yes, there's a master architect. But just like a builder has a nail a piece of wood and a hammer, that can manifest into anything or nothing at all. And it's all up to the mental capacity, the psychological capacity of the builder. And you literally are the builder of your life. Anything that you think of, whether it's, I want to die, I want to live, I want to be rich, I want to be successful, I'm scared of falling on the skateboard. So every time I get on the skateboard, there's going to be this mysterious little ass rock that's just going to pop up out of nowhere and hit the skateboard because I keep saying that I'm scared of falling. Like, that's literally the power that we have. It's to literally, because, okay, I always tell people this too. Since life is a math equation, right? There is only so many numbers that you can put down on the board until you get to a definitive answer. So I want to get rich. Well, I never got out my house, so that equation is a dead end. I want to get rich. Okay, I'm going to sell products, but the products aren't good. That's not the right equation. You feel me? Then you go all the way up until now you got the LLC and now you got the brand and blah, blah, blah. It's all just coded. It's coded, you know? So, sorry,
yeah,
I went on the tangent.
And it's definitely about being, nah, you good. You saying, you hitting all the right points, bro, because it's like, as cliche as it sounds, it's about being in tune with a certain frequency. And just to, like, you know, I'm going to break it down the way that it was presented to me, so it doesn't sound all spooky and shit. Like, think of it as a radio station. If you want to hear a certain type of music, you tune to a certain radio station. So if I want to hear prosperity and I want to, you know, attract all of those nice things, I need to tune in to 95.5 WAYPOD. You know what I'm saying? And I need to be on that frequency and in that mindset, because if I'm down here and on 92.3 obstacle land, like, and all we talk about down here is the shit that's holding us back, and you know how the white man this and that, and then we can't never do, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you down here, and don't get me wrong, you gotta come down. You start from down here to get that motivation to come up here, but you don't want to stay down there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to stay in that way of thinking. So like, you have to be on a certain frequency, because if not, certain ideas, certain situations don't even come your way. They just don't come to you. Like, man, a good example of that would have been like, let me think. Okay, when I was in Las Vegas pursuing music, because I had a team. There was a group of us. Because some of us were focused, it didn't coincide. The goal, the same vision wasn't there. So along the way, we kind of like, the energy kind of dispersed. It wasn't all there because all of our frequencies were getting pulled in different directions. This one's getting inspiration to make money this way. This one's getting inspiration to make music this way. This one's thinking like, shit, we moved out here, we can move. It's a lot of different frequencies. And the one thought that we all wanted to get on, you know, but the route to get there, it never came, because we all never focused our energy to that certain frequency to get them downloads. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, especially these days, and with the CV floating around, man, there's a lot of frequencies to tune into. It's all about your people are battling for your attention. They're battling for your mind, for your time. Like they'll tell you that, like, we're selling your, you know, we want to keep you in this app as long as we can, so we can sell this as a data package to investors. We got, you know, SWISH and students stay on this jump for 10 hours a day for 3 whole years. Look at those results. Like they're selling that to you, and they're taking that and selling it to other people on your behalf. So when people talk about like ADHD and like lack of focus and you know, I guess we'll just stick with that ADHD. That was a whole thing when probably when me and you was in school, they were still diagnosing kids with ADHD and stuff like that. Right? Yeah. But what it is, that's just the ability, you know, they just say that you couldn't focus. Well, think about it. Think about how much stuff that you got to not focus on in school today. Think about it. I got my phone. he got his phone. Somebody got a headphone in. You know, I got screens now flashing at me. I'm under LED lights. There's a lot. And they're taking away recess. A lot of physical activity. So now I'm just stuck. You know what I'm saying? And this is before CV, when everybody was, you know, still in school and whatnot. Think about how many things are placed in front of you to distract you. Exactly, information war. Fast forward to adulthood. Take yourself out of the classroom. Now what do? Now that you're not in school anymore and we can't control what you're looking at, now we're going to give you 100 million trillion options. You can buy Hulu that has 1,000 shows. You can get Netflix with 1 billion shows, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. You got so many options, so many different ways to plug in.
Can I put a pin in that?
Please.
Because not only do you have all those apps, you also giving away your rights to all these people. Can I get access to your camera? Can I get access to your pictures? Can I get access to your microphone? And you don't even use the app really. It's just one of the apps that you have for if and maybe day. And now that you got all these tech companies just listening to you.
Yeah, man.
I just want to talk about that. Had that right.
You're right. You're mining your data. It's the like we are the commodity now, you know. And think about how I'm sure you guys have heard this. Like, why would social media be free? Think about how many people use it, how many people make money on social media. You know, me and this good brother connected because of social media, and great things are gonna come from this. Why wouldn't they want a piece of this transaction? It's because they selling our information. You know, whatever I had to type in to get my profile loaded, theirs. And somewhere in those I agreed that they could take my stuff and shit, man, they can do some despicable stuff. I don't know if y'all know about there is a 3D model. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say real quick. I was thinking about, like, damn, do they save the sentences that we type out, but then we delete? Like, is that snatched too? You feel me?
No,
like we might have cussed somebody out or said some government shit. Like, because technically the data is out there. You feel me? So I was just thinking
about ideas, but technically it is, bro. It's not like they don't have the technology to do so. It's just a matter of is that how far they want to go, you know? But you know, like shit, it ain't a question about whether or not they are selling us and pimping us for information. That's why, you know, all of these apps they're coming up with a new app every 5 minutes. And to keep you on these apps, we got to start new dance content. Damn, man. A good thing to do for you guys is to go on your Instagram app and turn on the I don't know if TikTok has it or Twitter, but turn on the timer. It'll tell you when you can set it to tell you how long you've been on there. I have mine set it to tell me when I've been on for an hour. Sometimes I honor it, sometimes I ignore it. It depends on what I'm doing on Instagram. I might have been on there for an hour, really answering DMs and you know, getting to business. I might have been there for a trap of falling into this black mirror and losing a sense of time. This thing really is a real time machine, you know, for better or for worse. But and not to go on a rant, but we have to be cognizant of where we put our attention, because right now, astrologically, I know y'all heard all last year about the Great Conjunction. Black people supposed to get superpowers. Man, look, nigga, we have superpowers. It's called we're getting those divine downloads, and our intuition and our discernment, if it's there, should be deciphering these messages. It's not that you're going to learn how to fly. What you are going to do is learn how to fly out of these shackles that's been placed on us in the society, as far as, you know, you being the last person to eat and on the totem pole, or maybe, you know, you not being able to fit into society where you were going. Maybe now you see a new way of living, a new path, a new goal for yourself. Whereas before it was like, damn, all I got is college, 9 to 5, maybe military. Like, everything opened up. And if you are focused on CV and lockdowns, and I gotta wear 2 masks and now 1 now, then like you in the house panicking, kicking and screaming. But like for some people, for some people, there is a pandemic and it's popping. And I'm telling you, it's all about being focused on the new, where we're going, and using this little opportunity to coast our way into it. Not everybody's having a good quarantine experience. There are some people suffering financially from this, but again, there are some kings and queens rising from the ashes too. A whole lot of millionaires and billionaires, and they look like us, are coming from this situation, and it's because they're in tune up here, you know. But
the pandemic definitely helped birth Astro Aromatics for real. My business, it definitely gave me that.
Get y'all orders to get y'all interest from Astro Aromatics, man. Stop walking around here smelling like mid, shame, and sweat. Get with the good brother, man. Get yourself some oils, get some incense. You know, I got the jasmine and the spearmint on the diffuser right now. You know, it's real calming, but yet invigorating at the same time. But
and that's definitely needed. Matter of fact, while we talking about businesses, before we do that, I want to take a small musical break. You feel me? And then we're gonna get into actually what is the acronym SWISH, and then we're gonna get into no more loafing. So let's take a quick little music break. I ain't gonna have y'all listening for a long time, but I found something that I would like to share.
Let's do it.
Can y'all hear that?
Mic check. Got an iPhone call, but it's so retarded. Gotta bend the shit back just to give me a charge, but I'ma work with it. I think I can work with it, Lord, mama try and tell me about a favorite position. I don't need no education, I just need your permission and let me work with it. I know I can work with it, I know they be talking to me less than they talk about me. If we in the same lane, bet you they walk around me. And it's probably somewhere in your job description that doubt me, so you should let me get to work since you cannot live without me. No, I do not need a Audi, nor do I need a Bugatti. Give me a Honda Civic, long as I can get it started, and I'ma work with it. Damn it, I'ma work with it, Making something out of nothing, I'm a fucking magician. Still smoking out of onion, cause I got a condition, but I can work with it. Promise I can work with it. Last Thanksgiving, I ain't have a lot of money, but it's all good, cause I'm still alive, buddy. Instead of eating turkey with the stuffing and the greens, I just linked up with my brother, ordered pizza and some wings, and we ate like some kings. Rolling up dank, $1 billion mindset, it's all in how you think. You knowing what it is, then you knowing what it ain't. In a city full of sin, I'm a motherfucking saint. What you think? If I never go to church, then I'ma never see heaven. Close my eyes, talk to God, I do not need a reverend, cause he'll work with it. I know he'll work with it, The promoter called and tell me he got half of the dough. I'ma still pull up and give him half of the show. That's how I work with it. That's how I'ma work with it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, when life hands you lemons, don't trip. Swallow that shit up. Let me kush. You hear that shit?
I like that. I had to get the people with that real quick. You say you was a rapper back in the day, so I'm like, okay, let me see something real quick.
Yes,
that was actually super dope. I know you told us a story about, how you went out with your friends and all that, but do you kind of would ever get back into music? Like, you think you would ever hop back in?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, I love music. My biggest hurdle with rapping right now is how to do it and not be corny. Like when you look at what people think is cool, it's like, yo, I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that I want to be doing. Like, shout out to, I'm not sure if you hit, but shout out to Cam Bada. It's his brother named Cam Bada out of New York. He's probably like one of the best. If there is a such thing as a metaphysical rapper, he's probably the best one, because he doesn't sound like he's just like barring you up about, woke shit all day. Like he said some fly stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I would love to get into it, I like some of Young Pharaoh music. I like I got Ritual, that's my shit. Like I love Ritual. I don't know if y'all hip with Young Pharaoh, but like he got this.
Oh yeah, that's bro. Shout out Young Pharaoh.
He has a single called Ritual. It's kind of old, but like, you know, that kind of shit is cool.
Still slap.
Yo,
It's
yes,
still
and you know, if I can get on the vibe, you know, where it ain't like cheesy, for sure. I got bars for days, but it's like, yo, you know, the niggas want to sit here and I got the with the you know what I'm saying? We watch battle rap for that shit.
Yeah, all that. No, I definitely got you. All right, so let's break down SWISH. That's an acronym. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
SWISH. Would you like
SWISH.
to?
My bad, man. I'm all excited and shit. He got my song playing, y'all. I'm excited. I haven't heard that in a long time. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, SWISH, it stands for Start With Intentional Self-Healing. So all that means is that what we're doing here, we're doing it on purpose. A lot of times we have drastic changes on accident. For example, someone could get really sick, and you know, all of a sudden, because of this sickness, now all of a sudden they lose a lot of weight, and you know, they may have gotten the weight off, but it wasn't on purpose. I don't know. Maybe someone, maybe you're in high school. Yes, start with intentional self-healing. Yes, and for me, this goes to our youth. Maybe you're in high school. Maybe you're in middle school. You have some self-esteem issues about your body, and instead of intentionally healing yourself, because we don't have that kind of a thought process to be that when we're that young, you may find some kind of healing via, you know, sports, physical education. You know, maybe through that you find yourself kind of shaping your body, kind of getting that physique that you want, getting that strength that you want. Though you are healing, that is not intentional. So what we want to do here is we want to revisit, and because, you know, it might be too late for us as far as, you know, it's high school, middle school, college, whatever the case may be. Some of us, like myself, I'm 29. I just turned 29 in January. So, you know, I'm less than a year from 30. For somebody,
happy belated solar return.
I appreciate that, bro. Bless. So, you know, for people who may be, I'm not gonna say older in age, because we young as hell, but for people who may be past that young, tender age, think about the things that you did to intentionally heal when you were younger. We may not all have that mechanism, but if you don't have that, then you look to something new. But for myself, when I was younger, and for most of us, man, it's sports, some kind of sports. I played a lot of sports: football, basketball, baseball. My favorite when I was a kid was kickboxing. That sticks with me now. I like to, and karate too. That was my favorite. Like now, as an adult, the way that I like to keep myself fit and to keep my body sharp is through martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, things of that nature. I'm an amateur. I don't want no problems out in these streets, y'all. I just do it for fun. But what the point is that at my age, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm not doing it to compete. I'm not doing it to look good, nothing like that. I'm purposely keeping my body sharp, keeping stress on my body, so that I can heal any kind of I don't want to say mental weakness, but like emotional imbalance. So if we want to keep it in and I don't want to get too specific, because this is a real broad thing. Healing is healing. Right. But just for us men specifically, a lot of us men, I wanted to say this. It's important for us to keep our testosterone high. Okay. A part of healing as a masculine man in this society is accepting your masculinity, because we've been called toxic or whatnot, and also learning how to cultivate that masculinity. The only way, to me, that I've been able to successfully cultivate masculinity is by being in competition with other men. And it don't have to be like, you know, there can only be one, but like there comes their sports. We're competing again. You know, we're physically making ourselves. There has to be a winner. You know, when two men enter some kind of ring, whether you're fighting, it don't matter if you're playing Madden. Like there has to be a winner, and that confrontation keeps that testosterone high. We have to do these things intentionally. You can't think that, you know, you and I love the platonic family. I have a lady, so don't think I'm shitting on like the platonic household, but you can't think that you're going to get with a woman, get comfortable, get lazy, and still have that laser focus, that tiger edge. You know, something has to be there to keep you sharp. So whatever it is, you have to be doing it on purpose. And again, that example was just in physical fitness, but that covers everything. I don't care if you've had a goal for 5 years, you want to get back into that prom dress, or, you know, if you want to gain weight, you want to, I don't care what it is. You have to do it on purpose and not as a byproduct of succumbing to your circumstances, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense, and I like the way that you had articulated that. That is definitely, I want to put that up again. SWISH, y'all. Start with intentional self-healing. Yeah. That was a dope breakdown. Well, I don't want to keep us up here all night. I appreciate you coming through. Before we leave, though, I want to have you kind of break down your website, because you have No More Loafing, right?
Yes, sir.
That's your business?
Yes, sir. So No More Loafing, again, that is the call to action. If you know, and I have to say this before I go. Our people, we've been getting mauled by this CV thing. You know, there are a lot of conspiracies about where it comes from, where it's going, whatever. What the issue is, it is attacking people who were previously unhealthy. Now, let me be clear. Any of us can be infected with the virus, but there are two people who I deal with. There's the person who has it and they're completely fine. They may just lose their taste, smell. They're still walking around doing their daily business. Then there's the person that's bedridden. They can't breathe. You know, ventilator. That kind of level of stress. The thing that combines, the difference between the two is the pre-existing condition of the person on the ventilator. We have people who are younger than myself passing from strokes and heart attacks because they're not aware that they have these pre-existing blood conditions, hypertension. Maybe they need to address the thickness or the toxicity in their blood. We are not talking about enough the fact that this CV thing poisons your blood, which is why someone will complain about being able to breathe. They won't be able to breathe because the oxygen is simply not being transported through their blood to get to their lungs so that they can breathe. But what the hospital will do is put you on a ventilator, pump air in your lungs, whole nother story. So in a long roundabout way, what I'm saying is, if you know that you are not in a place of proper health, if you know that you're not where you want to be, now is the time to take action. You don't have to go on my website and shop with me, but there are healers, there are methods, there's information available to you that you have to take heed to. We got to stop playing that. We have to stop playing. Whether it's real, whether it's fake, whether it's a hoax, it's affecting people who are the most unhealthy the worst. If you have pre-existing issues like diabetes and high blood pressure, you're going to have a worse experience with COVID than someone who does not. Now, just because the vaccine is floating around, I doubt that your audience is buying this whole vaccine business. But I just got to say it. Just because it's floating around, it doesn't mean that you are 100% safe. Dr. Fauci just said this. So I'm not making shit up. He just said this the other day. All right. So the only way to protect yourself is with proper prevention. All right. Now the word loafing, that's an actual term. It just means to kind of lollygag, to, you know, kind of, I'll be fine, whatever. Kind of
don't be loafing around.
Yeah. Where I'm from in the DMV, that's slang. You loafing. We didn't call you loafing. You slipping. You BSing. And that's the same. It means the same thing, but we use it a little bit more loosely. So I want y'all to stop loafing on your health. You got to stop loafing on your wellness. Again, it's a pandemic. A lot of us are making a lot of money and a lot of new strides. We're getting to a lot of new levels, but you cannot sacrifice your health on the way. So my brand is simply a call to action. If you know that you are not where you want to be with your health, now is the time. No more loafing. Take action, because you sat on the computer for hours, for days, for weeks, for months doing research, looking at Dr. Sebi videos, looking at Dr. Africa videos, Dr. Joel Prukrum, whoever, whoever you want to subscribe to, you sat for hours combing through this information. You've tried to crash diets. You've done all of this stuff that doesn't require you to make a hard change. Now you just got to apply what you know. You know it's what you eat. And now hopefully because of this show, you know it's also when you eat. And last but not least, I want you guys to really, really pay attention to the alkaline diet. It's the last note I'll leave you guys on. Alkaline isn't the end all be all. I will mainly recommend the alkaline diet when someone is very sick and they need like shock therapy to get back to a balanced state. But you don't always want to be in an alkaline state, but you would like to practice to eat alkaline. I'd say maybe like 60 to 70% of your diet. The reason why you want to do this is because this will provide your cells with enough energy, enough charge to raise your vibration and your frequency. So all that good metaphysical talk we was dropping on y'all earlier about those downloads and that intuition and that light that's always communicating with you, that's how you upgrade your system to receive them even more, even better in HD. And you do that through ingesting herbs like sea moss, things of that nature. Again, sea moss isn't the only herb out there. I mainly made this website because last year I was helping a lot of people again with the CV thing. I was doing a lot of hand-to-hand. I wanted to have something so people had a central way to kind of get to me without having to deal with me directly. So you can definitely visit my website. It's nomorelofing.com. You guys can go and shop. When this broadcast is over, give me until midnight. I'm going to put a promo code. Promo code is going to be, matter of fact, you can come up with the promo code, bro. We'll talk. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you.
Got you. I'm gonna drop the promo code for you guys, and of course, you're gonna get you guys free shipping or whatever on my website, courtesy of my bro Studi. And again, it doesn't have to be with me. Please, I'm not the salesman.
So hold on, let me stop you there. Yes, it do. Y'all need to go to nomorelofing.com and get this healing stuff and stop playing with your life, stop playing with your health, stop playing with yourself. For real. Yes, this is
all options for you guys. I have sea moss, the commons, gracilaria that you guys are used to. I have my formula, immunomoss, which is my personal formula that I blend together to help remove mucus from the body. I blend it with elderberry, mullein leaf, and a few other herbs as well. I also have the sea moss in tablet form. I have it in tablet. It's my Salvation formula. The Salvation formula is a bunch of different sea vegetables. You guys are going to start, as time goes on, you're going to be introduced to more sea vegetables. It's not just sea moss. You got bladderwrack, kelp, soursop, wakame, dulce. You got a lot of stuff. And lastly, I have my iron heart capsules there. That's going to address your blood. We just talked about how you got to, keep that blood clean, keep that heart strong. And those ginger shots, I love them. Amazing. If you have a ginger shot, this is true of ginger, period. If you have ginger shots or ginger at all prior to taking any herb or any meal, it'll help you with absorbing more nutrients out of that as well. So, like I said, y'all, head over to the website, shop with me, shop with your boy Studi too. I'm definitely going to get some of those essential oils off you because I just got a diffuser for my birthday. So I'm pressed, I can get some real lavish scents in the air. So I'm going to have to go ahead and buy one.
I appreciate that. And best believe I'm buying some. I've been looking at this. Now that I know this is like definitely your formula, I'm definitely gonna get some immunomoss. And I'm looking at this Salvation cellular rejuvenation as well. So definitely when I'm ready to shop, I'm gonna hit you up. And yeah, I need those. I need both of those.
That's love, man. That's love. I say, man, I enjoyed the show, man. Thank you for bringing me on, having me with your audience. If anybody wants to reach me, you can find me on Instagram at I am SWISH. Again, my website is nomorelofing.com. DMs are open. You guys, man, stay groovy. I'm definitely gonna start tuning in, man. I love the energy. I like the topics too. Man, we're gonna get this thing going, man. I can't wait to get back on with you.
Hey, most definitely. And look, I'm thinking about setting up a panel of just Black intellectualism, and you're definitely gonna get that call. So I love the fact that you took time out to actually get your accreditations and you really live this and you know what you're talking about. This is I didn't even know that there was any falsehoods being talked about. See, you got a customer. I'm gonna invest in some products. Shout out Ashley K. I didn't know that there was people were faking the funk with CMOS. I didn't know that. So thank you for telling me.
Any hot commodity, bro, you always gonna have some fakers. I heard you mention She Legit on the last, or not the last show, but on the show with my boy Bryson. I'm not. I don't use She Legit. I'm not 100% on on it. I've done a bit of research. It is plant-based. It looks like it has a lot of good benefits, but I just want to put that warning out there. Be careful with She Legit. I'm saying that become the new CMOS. You know, people kind of starting to sell that don't seem to have any kind of connection to the holistic. They just kind of seem like salesy. So just throwing that out there for y'all, man. Just be careful.
And this is the last thing I want to say. I like that you say like witch doctor, because to be honest, our healers were herbalists. They are literally just like I use essential oils, sage, all that, and you're using sea moss and all the ingredients. Like, we are revitalizing what our ancestors already instilled in us. And I love it. So I really appreciate your energy. Everybody, we are back. Who Actually Podcast is back. I know it's been a long little minute, but we back. You know what I'm saying? And be on the lookout for more very, very interesting Wild reviews. You know I always bring the heat when it comes to the special guests. And that music, I keep it hot. So without further ado, I want to do like we always do. Leave with love and light. Peace.
Peace.